The Texas coast is no stranger to nature's fury. Warm air from the Gulf combined with warm seawater provide the perfect ingredients to spawn storms with enough strength and rotation to turn and spin their way to shore. And when landfall is made, death and destruction follows. The deadliest of these storms to strike Texas was the Great Galveston Hurricane of 1900. Between 6,000 and 12,000 people perished. Then, in 1961, Hurricane Carla became the largest to slam into the Lone Star State. The costliest hurricanes to come ashore, Harvey and Ike. Just knowing that Mother Nature's wrath can unleash such power, disaster, and devastation is why when hurricane season begins, all eyes are on the Gulf.
Welcome to the CW39 Hurricane Special, Eyes on the Gulf. I'm Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger, joined by meteorologist Kerrigan Chauvin and Idalina Perales.
In this half-hour special, we will get you prepared for hurricane season.
And also bring you the stories of the men and women who give their all to protect their fellow neighbors.
But we begin with the forecast cone, which most of you are probably familiar with, and how it's getting a new look this hurricane season. The new look on the right will give a better sense of inland wind impacts. I spoke with the Deputy Director of the National Hurricane Center, Jamie Rome, about the change. Jamie, my first reaction when I saw this new cone is that there's less emphasis on the cone itself. So tell me, what are some of the key differences you guys made, and what do you hope to accomplish with some of these changes, and why'd you make them?
Yeah, the biggest difference, and you can see it visually behind me here, is the addition of inland wind watches and warnings. Now, we've always shown or displayed the coastal wind watches and warnings, but now we're adding the inland watches and warnings, and you can see just how visually that sort of pops. And it also demonstrates another key change in this experimentation is as the center moves over land, the cone kind of disappears behind the watches and warnings, or the watches and warnings are layered on top of the cone to make them more visually prominent to the user.
And of course, when it comes to tropical systems, there's a lot of information that we need to get across to the public about some of the hazards. So, you know, if you put too much data on a graphic, it kind of gets sort of confusing. So what kind of research or planning went into developing this new version to make sure people understand it as clearly as possible?
Yeah, this has been the proverbial debate in hurricane communication since I've been here, which is now 25 years, is, you know, simplicity versus over communicating or confusing people. And you see it play out in not just the cone, you see it play out in the Saffir-Simpson scale itself, where some people argue that you should put more information in the Saffir-Simpson scale, or have a Saffir-Simpson scale that sort of encompasses all hazards. But for the purposes of the cone, you know, it's always been powerful because of its simplicity. The problem with that is sometimes people walk away with a misunderstanding of their risk because the cone doesn't tell you everything. And so basically what people want is a single graphic or a single scale that tells them everything they need to know, which is virtually impossible. So we worked with social scientists over the last 5, 6, 7 years to try to sort of work through this debate, and what they recommended was what you see before you hear: a subtle change in experimentation period. So this is an experimentation period where we would gather feedback from users and then use that to make changes.
So I was going to get to that too. With this being experimental, does that mean the door is open for this cone to change or evolve even more in the future?
Absolutely. I mean, I would consider this more of a discussion than a new operational product. Okay. This is an experimentation, but we need to give people something to react to. We need to give something people to comment on, and that's what we're opening the door with this experimental process.
Okay, Jamie Rome, Deputy Director with the National Hurricane Center. We appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Not all parts of a storm are created equally. Depending on where you are, and respect to the storm's motion can make all the difference in the impacts that you see. As we take a storm and dissect it into 4 parts, I can show you how the severity ranges in each quadrant. The right front quadrant will always be the most destructive, providing the most wind potential, tornadic activity, surge, and flooding. Now remember, hurricanes spin counterclockwise. The right rear is also still very destructive as the direction of the wind and the storm motion are still operating in the same direction. Surge and flooding also still remain high as the force of the storm is pushing the rain and water onto the shore. Now the left front is drier, but still pretty volatile as the winds are circulating around the eye in the opposing direction as the storm motion. In both the left front and the left rear, flooding and surge is mitigated as the storm's winds are blowing away from the coastline. A rule of thumb to remember is that the right side is coined as the dirty side of the storm, and the left side isn't technically safe, but the impacts, especially surrounding water, are weakened.
Even before meteorologists can predict where and when a hurricane makes landfall, the Texas Office of Emergency Management is working on preparedness plans with coordinators who are working and training people responding to disasters. Overall, the OEM ensures evacuation plans run smoothly, response times are quick, and people are informed. Another vital function of the Texas OEM is working with FEMA, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and the National Hurricane Center.
One group that's ready to hit the road during hurricane season is Team Rubicon, a mostly volunteer, veteran-led organization that helps communities prevent disasters and recover from them when they do strike. Seth Kovar takes us inside their operation.
Team Rubicon is a veteran-led organization. We also have a lot of first responders, medical personnel, and some kick-ass civilians that join us as well.
Angela Small joined Team Rubicon after decades of disaster recovery work with other organizations. She was especially impressed with their efforts following Hurricane Harvey here in Houston in 2017, and then Hurricane Dorian along the East Coast in 2019.
They were able to utilize their resources, respect other organizations, and take people off the streets and get them trained properly so they could make the biggest impact, and I really like that.
Team Rubicon now has locations across the country, but it all started in 2010 when an earthquake devastated Haiti.
Some veterans decided to use their skills that they had learned while in the active military, and they got together and they just went down to Haiti to see how they could help.
And help they did after flying to the Dominican Republic and crossing a river, just like Julius Caesar's army crossed the Rubicon River on the way to Rome, hence the name Team Rubicon. Since then,
the assessments yesterday.
Team Rubicon has responded to disasters all over the world, but also here in Houston, like the aforementioned Hurricane Harvey.
Harvey, we were here for an operation for a very long time. We spent over 160,000 hours of volunteer time, which is about the equivalent of $3.3 million of service time.
A lot of time and energy spent clearing debris from flooded homes, but also rebuilding them.
They trained veterans and people to do the work to help get these houses back, and then they built those houses to be more sustainable for future disasters.
Team Rubicon calls times of disaster gray skies, but when they don't have a disaster to respond to, the sky is blue, and they're still working.
What we end up doing during our blue skies is we like to work with the local communities to make them more resilient for when a disaster does come.
That work includes flood and wildfire mitigation. But it's not just communities and disaster victims who benefit from Team Rubicon.
One of the parts of Team Rubicon being formed was to kind of help veterans get into today's society when they come back from being overseas or deployed. So that's kind of what Team Rubicon really helps with. It gives them a purpose and a goal when they're responding to disasters. It gives them that camaraderie that they had when they were out serving.
If you'd like to serve with Team Rubicon, we have their contact information on our website, cw39.com. While it's a veteran-led organization, if you didn't serve, you can still volunteer.
When it comes to answering the call for help, we would also like to mention the Texas A&M's Texas Task Force 1. This is an elite urban search and rescue group serving the state and the nation. The group is one of 28 federal teams working under FEMA. Many of the deployments put members on the front lines of weather emergencies, such as flooding, tornadoes, and hurricanes. The crew is capable of performing swift water rescues and work on search and recovery operations. Since its creation in 1997, the team has been sent on more than 100 deployments, saving countless lives. Another group we've come to know and appreciate, the Cajun Navy. These men and women are volunteers performing immediate rescue and relief operations during natural disasters. They believe it's their way of sharing the Southern Louisiana tradition of neighbors helping neighbors. That's why it only makes sense to the Cajun Navy volunteers to support their friends and neighbors here in Southeast Texas. To them and every single first responder, thank you for stepping up and saving lives.
And knowing if you live in areas prone to flooding is important when picking a place to live. Next, we'll learn all about the Bayou City's new flood inundation maps and why they're important to Houstonians.
The excitement, the emotion, the passion, epic highlights, inspirational stories, unrivaled coverage. This is H-Town High School Sports with Todd Freed.
Saturday evenings at 9:30 on CW 39 Houston.
Right now, Sonic Shakes are half price after 7 p.m. when you order online or in the app. So save on your strawberry shake today, and your chocolate shake tomorrow, and your Oreo cheesecake shake the next day. Sonic half-price shakes after 7 p.m. An online and app exclusive.
At American Furniture Warehouse, we're showing our appreciation and extending our Memorial Day event. Come in and take advantage of our large in-stock selection before summer arrives. You can find the latest styles of sofas, sectionals, and recliners featuring the best brands from around the world. And we have huge warehouses full of inventory so that you can buy and take it home the same day. We pride ourselves on delivering the best value, biggest selections, and lowest prices every day at American Furniture Warehouse. You can visit any one of our beautiful showrooms or shop online at afw.com.
Downtown Houston took a direct hit.
Destructive storms ripped through Houston.
It was like a little mini hurricane just went right across Houston.
Look at that, the lightning, the wind, the trees.
The recovery process will get started, but there's so much cleaning up to do.
People's eyes were glued to what was happening outside.
It was so scary. The wind was unbelievable.
Every street we've turned on has trees just like this on the ground.
On air, online. Stay with No Wait Weather and Traffic for the latest on the aftermath and recovery efforts.
The new $1.99 Sonic Crispy Tender Wraps are here for a limited time in bold flavors like hickory barbecue or cheesy Baja. Give yourself some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic Crispy Tender Wraps.
Houston's called the Bayou City for a reason. The metro and surrounding areas are filled with waterways. On a daily basis, we happily adopt them into our way of life, but during hurricanes or tropical storms, these waterways can cause death and destruction. Katie Landry is the hydrologist for the Houston and Galveston National Weather Service office, and I spoke with her to break down the new flood inundation maps released this spring. So Katie, tell us why it is so important for people to understand the flood risk of where they live.
It's very important for people to understand their flood risk and where they live because it helps them to decide what they need to do in order to take necessary precautions, preparedness actions ahead of an event, during an event, and after an event.
In the flood maps that you provide, what do they show and what information do they give?
That's a great question. So I want to make sure that we hit on the difference between the inundation maps that we have from the National Weather Service versus the maps that are provided from FEMA. So the FEMA flood maps are used for insurance purposes to help you understand your flood risk. The maps that we are now producing at the National Weather Service are maps to help you understand what your flood risk is for a specific event. So that could include what your current flood risk is versus what your forecasted flood risk would be.
And how have these inundation maps evolved over the course of Houston's explosive population growth?
So we've had a lot of change over the course of Houston's population growth over the decades. And these maps have had to be updated. Unfortunately, probably not updated as frequently as we would want because they're very time consuming and very resource extensive. However, we are doing our best to make sure that we're accounting for the population growth, the change in our land use. And when we go through these studies, we make sure that we're doing them as accurately as possible, bringing in the right minds, scientists, engineers.
And I've heard that one time that all of Houston is essentially a floodplain now, given the fact that there's so much concrete in this town, and that ground that's covered in cement, asphalt, concrete, doesn't absorb the water as much. Can you touch on this topic and how urbanization has altered how our city floods?
So first off, Houston has a flood risk whether you're talking concrete or not. And the main reason why is because we are so flat, and also because of our proximity to the Gulf, where we're pumping in a lot of moisture into our atmosphere and causing these intense rainfall rates and intense rainfall amounts, even in short periods of time. So I want to make sure that people understand that it's not necessarily only the concrete being one of the reasons why we have a flood risk. However, that does play a role. That plays a role in funneling a lot of the water to a specific area much more quicker than if you weren't to have a lot of that concrete. And you can use that concrete to actually help reduce flood risk in certain areas. So increasing the drainage in certain spots to funnel that water to our watersheds to get that water out much more quicker.
Of course, rain isn't the only source of flooding during a hurricane. Storm surge is when the ocean is pushed inland from strong onshore winds, and it's the most deadly part of a hurricane. To visualize what this looks like, let's look at different storm surge levels. So at 3 feet, you're going to find some flooding into roads, maybe reaching some homes. At 6 feet, you're definitely going to find some homes flooded. At 12 feet, there's going to be devastating impacts, and the surge can actually get even higher than this. With Hurricane Ike in 2008, the storm surge got as high as 20 feet. And this is why coastal evacuations are so important when a hurricane nears.
The American Red Cross responds to about 65,000 disasters annually.
From house fires to natural disasters, volunteers step in to make sure victims receive help and resources.
Carol Willis visited with Red Cross workers and shows us how they set up recovery efforts during times of need.
We bring hope to families in their time of greatest need. So no one ever thinks it's going to happen to them, but disasters don't discriminate.
Disaster manager Denise Juarez says that's the reason the American Red Cross exists, to help families feel whole again when it feels like they have nothing left.
We know that we want to help people as soon as possible after a disaster occurs. We want to have people and things in place to be there as quickly as possible to help the people affected.
From distributing comfort kits, cots, or food, volunteers working with the disaster relief team tirelessly get the job done. Juarez says without them, relief efforts wouldn't be possible.
So Denise, walk us through where we're about to go now.
So first we're going to go into our disaster action team supply room. So this is where members who are going to a house fire would come to get things they might need to give out. So we have water and snacks. The thing that they get the most though are these blankets. So we take blankets to give to the family members, and then our comfort kits.
Juarez says the biggest advice she'd give to families is that even though we're not going through a hurricane or tornado now, making a plan in advance can help, like making a safe evacuation plan, having access to emergency contacts outside of your area, having a copy of your ID, credit cards, and important documents, and having your medicine on hand. If you need assistance, report the damage immediately. Simply call 1-800-RED-CROSS or download the emergency app on your phone.
The Red Cross is here to help. We want you to call. We'll walk with you through whatever it is and determine together what the next steps are. We are going to help you find resources to get the things that you need.
During severe weather events, several agencies, first responders, and local officials are working in coordination to get accurate information to the public. After the break, we talk with the National Weather Service on how they relay those messages to our diverse community.
My knees were a mess. I'm a golfer. It's a very big thing in my life to be able to get in my car and go to the club and hit golf balls and practice. And I couldn't do this. My pain was so bad, I even considered surgery. I didn't want to have surgery because it would take me out of what I like to do too long, and I wanted to see if there was something out there that would prevent this.
Do you suffer with arthritis pain? Is it keeping you from the activities you love and you feel that surgery is your only option? Then you need to call Arthritis Knee Pain Centers for a free, no-obligation screening today. Call 800-915-5717. That's 800-915-5717. Arthritis Knee Pain Centers use cutting-edge, image-guided treatments that place a natural lubricating gel directly into your affected joints. This FDA-approved non-surgical procedure replenishes the missing cushioning fluid to provide you with comfort and pain relief.
Before the treatment, I was limited on what I could do. It was frustrating. If you had asked me, would I be practicing every day, walking around, doing my gym work, I would have never thought that. I had the procedure done in my knee. It was a miracle. I couldn't believe the relief that I got.
These treatments help to improve your mobility without surgery or downtime.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers gave me relief that I was looking for. They care about your pain.
Covered by Medicare and most private insurance, we've helped relieve the pain for over 50,000 patients.
Arthritis Knee Pain Center relieved my pain and got my life back. The rest is history, baby.
Remember, our procedure is covered by Medicare and most private insurance. So get back to living your life and doing the things you love with less pain. Call Arthritis Knee Pain Centers and schedule your no-charge screening now. Call 800-915-5717. That's 800-915-5717.
When storms approach, the National Weather Service coordinates with several agencies to protect life and property.
I spoke with the local office in League City about their hard work, which is critical during hurricane season, and their commitment to serving our diverse community. Welcome, Dan Riley. He's the warning coordination meteorologist at the local National Weather Service office. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Glad to be with you.
I see you as just the central hub for our area, and then you spiderweb all this information. Tell me about the offices that you coordinate with. Who all turns to you for your analysis and your data?
Yeah, that's great. You know, we've had so many big weather events here. We work very directly with emergency managers, elected officials, the Coast Guard, TxDOT, the broadcast media like yourselves. And our lane is to get the weather right, you know, get the forecast right, let all those partners know what to expect so they can make preparations and respond accordingly.
Well, according to one study, Houston named the 4th most diverse city in the U.S. And I've noticed you've started doing Spanish warnings. How long has that been going on?
So we have two great forecasters that put a lot of effort into translating information and putting out that information in Spanish as well. So on our social media, most often you'll see the English and the Spanish version. Another thing that's very recent is there's a website, weather.gov/translate, that'll take all Weather Service products from that office that's in that program and translate them to Spanish and now Vietnamese.
So Dan, I want to close out with you having a platform to give that one message that you want everyone to walk away with from our hurricane special.
You know, I would say take the threat seriously. You know, we don't know what year that big storm is going to come in. But go ahead and make those preparations now so you're ready to act when you need to. And we do have many areas that are very vulnerable to storm surge. It can be life-threatening. So get that evacuation plan together. Look at the things you need in your kit, and we'll get through it. But you know, take the time now to prepare, even though you're thinking, well, maybe it won't happen. If it does, you want to be ready to go.
And we want to help you get ready. Stick with us as we discuss storm preparedness and apps you need on your phone before a hurricane hits.
Tonight, a special edition of Banfield. Ashley's on the ground at CrimeCon, talking to some of the biggest names in true crime. Hear from the BTK killer's daughter, Gabby Petito's parents, JonBenét Ramsey's father, and more. Banfield tonight, only on News Nation.
Those who say there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look.
From his own words and the images that define the history.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Reagan, Portrait of a Presidency. June 8th on News Nation.
Searching for dental implants? When you find yourself needing to replace all of your teeth, you've done the research. You've heard Renew Smiles say we are up to 60% less than other providers. And maybe you thought to yourself, not a chance. But the reality is, that is 100% true. Renew Smiles is up to 60% less than other providers and offers low monthly financing, even with lower credit scores. It's more than just teeth. It's life-changing. Don't take our word for it.
Renew gets all 5 stars from me.
My first steak in 12 years. Wow.
They say they're affordable, and they really are.
You get the same high quality, amazing digital technology, a proprietary system that patients love, but what they love even more is the price. They love getting a beautiful, natural smile for less in one day. That's Renew Smiles, right in your local neighborhood by local doctors. Call 281-800-5000 or visit renewsmiles.com.
Hey Houston, the QR code on your screen. Go ahead, grab your phone and open your camera. Now download our CW39 app and stay connected 24/7 to news happening in your neighborhood and our city. Also, Houston weather's always changing. Get the certified most accurate forecast at your fingertips. Plus, up-to-the-minute traffic updates. Download the CW39 app. Stay connected.
The time to prepare is now, because if a storm hits, getting food and finding resources will be hard with possible flooded roads or closed stores.
Now, you can buy ready-made meals, and you can see the ones here. These ones have a 25-year shelf life. Or, you know what, when they go on sale, just buy an extra can or two. What really matters is if you test it and making sure your family will actually eat it.
And of course, you need to plan for power outages. So you need a way especially to charge your phone so you can communicate, get news and weather information. So if you have a power bank or even something like a big lawnmower battery, that'll work to charge your phone also.
Well, speaking of phones, here's some helpful apps that you should download. Having your home and auto insurance apps on your phone enables you to quickly file your claims and also upload damaged photos. Remember health insurance apps, maybe even the Teladoc app, and of course the Nextdoor app. That'll keep you connected with your neighbors. And then finally, the CW39 app is a great way to track the storms and get the latest alerts.
All of the information we've provided you is important to know when hurricanes are threatening our Texas coast.
And of course, we'd like to thank everyone who took part of this special for giving their time and letting us interview them.
And for more hurricane preparedness information, you can go to CW39.com. Thank you for watching All Eyes on the Gulf.